Hey, what's up, Disney gays? Welcome back to my channel. So, holy shit. This past week has been insane. A video that I made like a year ago about gay Disney characters, for some reason, got like 100,000 views, which is crazy because my videos usually get 100 views. Period. Basically what I'm saying is I'm a celebrity now. I'm a star, baby. People have been recognizing me on the street and have been beating me up because I didn't say that Elsa was asexual. I'm just kidding, that never happened. But what has happened is I've gotten a lot of comments asking me my thoughts on some of the newer first gay Disney characters, also some characters that I forgot to include in that video. I'm making this sequel as a response to all of those comments and also as a welcome to all the new subscribers that came from that video. And just as a thank you. I made it like a year ago, assuming that no one would ever see it, and it has just been a fucking dream, you know. Oh my god, I'm being so annoying. It's all going right to my head. I swear, if I try to like drop merch, take me out back and shoot me in the head. Alright, so here is the brand new tier list. I didn't want to rehash the exact same ideas last time though, so in this video we're going to be ranking movies and TV shows based on their queerbaiting. Queerbaiting is a marketing technique for fiction and entertainment in which creators hint at but then do not actually depict same-sex romance or other LGBTQ representation. So that's what I mean by queerbaiting. God damn it. Oh, I need to stop doing that. Now, the first movie we gotta talk about today is Cruella. So let's see what the media is saying about this one. Meet the gay Cruella star portraying Disney's first major LGBTQ+ role. Every time they try to claim that this is the first gay role, it gets funnier because the list gets longer. And usually what they do is they try to make the title super specific so it is technically true. Like, I would have expected this headline to be Disney's first major gay role in a live action villain origin story that's exclusively on Disney Plus for an extra $30 on top of your subscription fee. But in this case, they didn't even try. They just straight up lied and said, yeah, this is Disney's first gay character. Cannot think of a single one other than this one. Anyway, it is never acknowledged in this movie that this character is queer, but people are saying that it's still representation because he's queer coded. And maybe I'm wrong here, but isn't that just a PC way of saying that someone looks kind of faggy? You know what I mean? People are like, oh, well, he likes fashion and he wears makeup, so, you know, he looks kind of faggy. So that's gay representation. Queer coding is just stereotyping. And that's kind of always been the point. I don't know when we decided that a character being queer coded was a good thing. Historically, queer coding has been used to villainize queer people on purpose. The fact that they've confirmed that he's supposed to be queer and that they made him look queer coded him, but then didn't give us any actual queerness represented in the movie is literally the definition of queerbaiting. So I'm gonna put him in good old queerbaiting. Alright, now we gotta talk about Disney Plus's newest show that takes place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Loki. Loki, confirmed as bisexual, becomes first major queer character in Marvel Cinematic Universe. Which, I should point out, sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? I thought we had a couple of those already. So as of today, there are only 3 episodes out, and Loki comes out in episode 3. And when I got to the scene where it happens, I turned it off. Girl, it's bad. It's literally just a throwaway line. Loki's talking to Sylvie, who is like an alternate version of himself from another dimension. I don't know, I wasn't really following it that much. But they're talking about this princess that Loki used to fuck around with, and Sylvie says, so were there any other princesses you liked? Or maybe a prince? And Loki says, I suppose a little bit of both, you know. And that's it. That was the big reveal, the big confirmed bisexual Loki, yay! Which is super convenient for Disney because they can easily chop that part out or censor it, you know, for their international releases so they can keep making money in less progressive countries. Ugh. God damn it. But I will say, it was not nothing. You can accurately make the claim that Loki is bisexual based on that scene. However, it did not at all live up to the hype, so I'm also going to put this one into good old queerbaiting. Loki is actually on here twice, by the way, because not only did Loki come out as bisexual, but also gender fluid. Sorry, you might not be able to tell. Let me zoom in for you. So this is like an information card about Loki, and if you can zoom in all the way, you can kind of tell that underneath sex, they've written fluid. It's also a great representation for people who weigh 525 pounds. Something about body positivity, I think. Loki's screenwriter refers to the character's gender identity. It was important to us. Was it? Yeah, was it important to you? Then why not have Loki actually say it? Or at the very least, have this piece of paper be on screen for more than 1 second. You know, if it's that important to you, shut up. Also, the reason Loki is considered gender fluid is because he's a shapeshifter, right? He's the god of mischief. He has the superpower of like being able to turn himself into any other person, which includes women. That's not really the same thing as like our understanding of gender fluidity in like an LGBT context, right? Like the demon from It Follows can shapeshift, you know? Sometimes it's an old woman, like sometimes it's a very tall man. Is the demon from It Follows a gender fluid icon, you know? Is that LGBT representation? The fact that we're trying to point to this as a good example of gender fluid representation is both really funny and kind of sad. So for that reason, I am putting it in top tier. This is both queerbaiting and hilariously bad. Okay, the next show we have to talk about is one that I cannot believe I forgot to include in the last video because I am completely obsessed with it. The High School Musical franchise just got its first ever gay couple, which two things. One, that is Chad and Ryan Erasure. Also, complete side note, but did you guys see that Kenny Ortega like confirmed that Ryan in the original series probably would have come out in college, which I personally don't agree with. I think the character was always openly gay in the movies, and the reason it was never acknowledged is because it was so obvious. I'm sorry, I'm queer coding now. I'm doing the thing that I said we shouldn't do. Anyway, we gotta move on. I love Carlos and Seb. That's like the gay couple on the show. The scene at Homecoming was really sweet. The choreography in Stick to the Status Quo was fucking sickening. Also, Olivia Rodrigo's character, Nini, has 2 moms. Bless. And they're interracial. There's one thing Disney's gonna do right, is they're gonna give us 2 interracial lesbian moms. I'm gonna put this in giving the queers everything we want, because truly, everything I want. Also, shout out to my boy Big Red, who is so obviously gay for Ricky. I've seen the way he looks at Ricky. He don't look that way at Ashlyn. Alright, let's move on to the Marvel TV show Runaways. Runaways just featured Marvel's first on-screen gay superhero kiss, and we're emotional. I love that first on-screen gay kiss wasn't enough, so they had to add superhero. It's great to finally see the superhero community get some representation. Well, maybe there have been on-screen gay kisses between superheroes, but this is the first one that made Pride magazine emotional. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the caveat. I also love the implication that there have been off-screen gay kisses. I don't know, who do we think that's about? I mean, Steve and Bucky, obviously. I mean, that's pretty clearly 2 girls making out, you know? That's hard to argue with. These are 2 of the main characters. They're openly in a relationship, and they kiss a lot on the show. This is explicitly gay, and therefore is not queerbaiting. Though I do want to touch on this. The MCU has unveiled its first LGBTQ wedding, but there's a catch. Oh no, do we have to watch an ad? Ugh. Apparently they promised to have a gay wedding on the show, but then the wedding turned out to just be a dream. Like, what a slap in the face. So this made some fans upset, but is it queerbaiting? And I personally don't think so, because they still did show a gay wedding on TV. Like, does it matter that it turned out to not be real? Well, none of this is real. None of this show is real. Superheroes aren't real. These are fictional, made-up characters. Nothing they do actually exists. Yeah, welcome to the real world, kiddo. Anyway, I think it's cool. It's definitely a very visibly gay, good representation. Also, one of the characters' superpower is like she can turn her skin to be all rainbowy, and that's pretty gay, I think. I want to put it in giving the queers what we want, but they did disappoint some of the queers with that dream sequence, so I think I have to bump it up to technically representation. But it's good representation. So next I do want to briefly touch on the new Pixar film Luca, because there's been a lot of press about it being queerbaiting lately, and I have some thoughts on that. Based on the definition that we're using, it's not queerbaiting because the creator and the media are actively going against this idea that there is queerness represented in this movie. Instead of letting people believe that it could be there for, promotion and advertising. But people are saying it's queerbaiting because it's about two boys who form a very close relationship, and that could be seen as an allegory for queerness. Doesn't accusing this movie of queerbaiting kind of perpetuate the cycle of toxic masculinity that doesn't allow men to form emotional relationships without being accused of being gay? So the fact that we're all looking at this movie that is just about an innocent friendship between two boys and going, gay, gay, they must be gay because they are friends and they love each other and men aren't supposed to do that. I don't know, dude, maybe that's a reach. And again, if you interpreted the movie as a queer allegory or whatever, and that helped you connect to the movie and enjoy it more, that's awesome and that's valid. But you can't get mad at the creators for not ending the movie with these two little boys making out, And it's kind of weird that so many grown adults want to see that. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Y'all gotta chill out. So yeah, I didn't even include it on the tier list because I don't feel like it really qualifies. But I couldn't make a video about Disney queerbaiting without bringing it up, so there you go. So I want to bring up again the show Owl House. Now in the last video I talked about Luz, who is the main character and bisexual. She's not the only queer character on the show. She has a love interest, Amity. There's also a character named Willow who has two fathers, and then there's like another gay couple at the school that's seen dancing at the prom or Grom. As we can see here, nope, other way. Here, Amity reveals that she wanted to ask Luz to Grom, so like that's pretty gay. And there's a lot of other like really cute, romantic, very clearly gay moments between the two of them. But all of y'all seem to really love the show and pretty unanimously agree that the LGBT representation is done very well. So I think I have no choice but to put it in giving the queers what we want because, you can't argue with the results. Next, I'd like to revisit the show Andy Mack, which had Disney Channel's first ever gay character in Cyrus, who in the last video got the S tier because he said, I'm gay. But it doesn't stop there because this show also gave us Disney Channel's first gay teen couple. I think the title of Disney Channel's first gay couple actually went to the lesbian moms from Good Luck Charlie a couple years before this. We'll talk about them in a second. So the word teen is very important here. I wanted to bring this up because people were a little bit disappointed by the way this couple was handled in the series, and actually the word couple is a little bit generous because they never officially state like, hey, let's be boyfriends. I don't think the second guy even officially comes out. It's just they have like a cute little conversation on a bench and then they touch hands. They don't even fully like hold hands or anything. They just kind of like do one of those, And so that happens, they're a couple, and then the show is over forever and we never see or hear from them again. So that sucks. Now, I don't think this is queerbaiting because they still pretty clearly depicted like a budding young gay romance. It's not like a Luca where it's, just two friends palling around, Boys aren't supposed to touch hands like this. Queers. I am inclined to put this in giving the queers what we want, but I can't ignore that some fans felt a little bit disappointed by it. So, did it truly give the queers everything that they wanted? Look at me. In my straight opinion, no, it could have been expanded on a little bit better, and I would like to think that if the show got another season, they would have explored this relationship more, but that already didn't happen. We're gonna bump it up a tier to technically representation. Someone asked me if I would talk about the show Diary of a Future President on Disney+. Now, I'm not even gonna pretend I know what the fuck that is. I've never heard of that. I googled it and I didn't find any media talking about it. But I did find this Reddit post on r/gay bros. You know what? I'm just gonna take their word for it. I don't have anything else to say about the show. So just for you, the one person who commented asking for the show, who I imagine is probably the same person who posted this on Reddit, I'm gonna give it to Giving the Queers What We Want. I might have to change the name of this tier specifically to Giving the Gay Bros What We Want. Or the gay bro, rather. Next up is a little segment I like to call Lesbian Moms with 2 seconds of airtime. So, obviously we're going to begin with Good Luck Charlie. There's an episode where one of Charlie's little friends has 2 moms, who are not interracial, by the way, which disappoints me, personally. There's a funny little moment where Bridget Mendler's parents, Teddy's parents, Bob and Amy Duncan. I don't know why I'm pretending like I don't know their names. But there's a pretty good joke where Bob thinks the mom's name is Cheryl or something, and then Amy thinks the mom's name is something else, and then, of course, when the moms get there, they're like, oh, that's good situational comedy right there. But, like, unironically, I do think it's kind of cool that Disney Channel was able to make, like, a funny joke about a same-sex couple without it being at the expense of the couple, you know what I mean? I just think that's kind of cool and weirdly progressive in kind of a unintentional way. So, like, good for them. Now, these are background characters, but there is nothing ambiguous about it. It's very clearly stated that they are 2 moms, presumably gay moms, not like platonic moms. So I'm gonna have to put this in technically representation because it doesn't give me everything I want, because like I would love like a spin-off and it could be called like Good Lesbians Charlie, you know, or something that's not stupid. Background lesbian couple number 2 comes from the movie Finding Dory. Now I know I was just ranting about how queer coding is basically just stereotyping, but she's queer-coded. Like, come on. Look at her. That is a lesbian if I've ever seen one, girl. I don't know if I could consider this queerbaiting using our definition, just because pretty much all the articles I could find were about how this wasn't a lesbian couple and how this doesn't count as representation. Even fucking Ellen DeGeneres, who is the star of this movie and is also one of the most famous lesbians ever, thinks that this is a reach. So this is what she said about it. One of the women has really short hair, and I have to say, it's not a great haircut because it was really chopped up in the back. I think people assume anyone with a bad short haircut is gay. I never thought I'd be saying this, but I agree with Ellen DeGeneres on this. I think she's got a great point. Also, what a journey it has been for Ellen, right? Going from being the first person in history to come out as a lesbian on television, to adamantly debunking any idea that fans might believe that a lesbian couple is in her new movie. She basically went from being a trailblazer to a trail extinguisher. And again, like, I do agree with her point here, and I'm glad that she didn't use this opportunity to like fake being a champion of queer representation in animation, you know. So for that reason, I personally don't think that this is queerbaiting. This is an ambiguously queer background character without a doubt. A few years later, there was another lesbian couple in the background of a Pixar movie, this time being Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4 has a small but important moment of LGBTQ representation. So important. Wow. I'm going to pull up a screenshot of that scene from the movie, and here you go. Please direct your attention to the big red circle. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in a little bit. So now as you can see, this image is comprised of exactly 2 pixels, and those 2 pixels are in an interracial lesbian relationship. I mean, I don't know, they do appear to be there together looking at the same child. Of course, that doesn't automatically mean that they're a gay couple, but I did see a tweet the other day that was something along the lines of like, from now on, all characters are Schrodinger's queer. If you don't tell me they're straight, I'm gonna assume that they also might be queer. And you know what? I kind of fuck with that. I should make a tier that's just called Schrodinger's Queer, and I should put them in it. I mean, until then, the closest thing I have to that is ambiguously queer background characters. Now, there's one more show that has lesbian moms in the background for a couple seconds, and that is Disney Junior's Tots. Now, y'all have heard of gay duck dads. Well, let me raise you gay dolphin moms. You can tell that it's two women because they're both pink, and you can tell that they're lesbians because of the shirts. I'm also gonna throw this out there. They are two slightly different shades of pink, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that this also counts as interracial. High five, Disney. Hell yeah. I don't have much else to say about this one. Obviously, I'm not sitting around fucking watching Disney Junior, but I think this is adorable. Dolphins are my favorite type of animal, and lesbians are my favorite type of people. So this is great. This is giving me everything that I want. Next up, I want to talk about the new Disney Plus movie, Raya and the Last Dragon. Raya and the Last Dragon's Kelly Marie Tran says she played Raya as a gay princess. So, can someone explain to me what that means? Like, what? If the character isn't gay, and they don't do anything gay, and there's no gay subtext, then who cares if you played them as gay? I mean, it's great that you went to the studio and while you were recording your lines, you thought about how the character was gay. But that doesn't really fucking make any difference to the movie at all, does it? Don't get me wrong, it is cool that the lead actress in a big Disney movie also believes, the headcanon, that the main character is queer. And that's better than Ellen, right? Shitting on everyone's dreams, being like, no, the characters are not queer, and shut up and stop talking about it. It is cool that the actress is playing along and promoting this idea, you know? But at the same time, isn't that kind of the definition of queerbaiting? I'm gonna have to pop my girl Raya in good old queerbaiting. Thank you, Miss Kelly Marie transgender. Oh, I forgot about this one. So there's one left, but before we get to that, I do want to bring up this. Gay kiss didn't make it into Descendants 2 movie. This was also suggested in the comments. I don't know how to rank this in the tier list, so I'm just not gonna bother, but it is kind of funny that they filmed a gay kiss and didn't use it. They made two straight actors make out on set and didn't even put it in the movie. That's funny. That's an epic prank right there. Got 'em. Alright, y'all, there is one movie left that we still have to talk about, and it just so happens to be one of the highest grossing movies of all time. That's right, we're gonna talk about Endgame, baby. Joe Russo's first openly gay character in the MCU won't be the last. It won't be the last first openly gay character, that's for sure. There have been insinuations about other characters' sexuality, but this is the first openly gay character. Yeah, we've hinted at it before, you know? We've taken canonically gay characters from the comics and erased their queer identities, so that's something. We've deleted scenes with queer interactions in them, but this right here is our first official, out and proud, openly gay character, and it's played by me, a straight man. I might as well throw the gays a bone, you know? They'll love me for it. They've been begging me for a gay character in the MCU, so I might as well just do it myself. I'm not gonna bother hire a gay actor or anything. That would be stupid. And I don't feel like writing more than 3 lines of dialogue because, hey, I'm the big director guy. I don't know nothing about acting. I'm Joe Russo. I don't know why I gave him that accent right there. I don't think he's from Brooklyn. When I watched Endgame, I did not even pick up on the fact that his character was supposed to be gay. It is that subtle. He was at the support group and he just started talking about someone but using he, and he was like, yeah, I cried, he cried, we cried by the salad bar, and we cried because we both missed the Mets so much. Because I love the Mets, you know, I just love baseball in New York City. Hey, I'm Joe Russo, I'm walking here. I mean, that could easily be about a family member or a friend, a brother who he directs multi-billion-dollar movies with. I guess we're supposed to just assume the character is gay because he's talking about crying with another man. And two men cannot have an emotional connection without being fucking gay, dude. Am I right, yo? But they're not stereotypes because they love the Mets. They love the Mets, you know? Hey, I'm Joe Russo, I'm gay and I love the Mets. What about it? Fuck you, forget about it. Dude, this is so good. This is fucking funny. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm like bitter or mad about this whole thing, because I'm not. I genuinely think it's fucking hilarious that Joe Russo decided to insert himself into his own movie so that he could snatch the title of Marvel's first gay character, which already wasn't even true, but he did it for no reason other than just to suck his own dick. Mad respect. I wish I could do that. Gross. Anyway, this obviously goes into queerbaiting and hilariously bad. Thank you, Gay Joe. So what do you all think? Do you agree with my rankings? Would you have done something differently? If so, keep it to yourself, because I don't give a shit. I'm kidding. Oh my god, I'm just kidding. If you want to do this tier list yourself, I will put a link to it in the description. And I'm also going to be putting a link to a tier list with all of these characters and all the characters from the last video, plus some that I didn't really include just because I didn't have much to say about them. So if you want to do those, fill them out yourselves. You can tweet them to me at HaterBoy. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more gay bullshit. Like I said earlier, this has been an insane week for the channel. So if you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this, and I really hope that you continue to watch my videos and check out some of my older stuff. And if you're an OG, fuck yeah, I fuck with you guys so hard. If it turns out that I'm just a one-hit wonder and all of my videos in the future continue to only get 100 views or so, then that's cool with me. You know, I've loved making videos for this small group for the past couple of years, and I hope y'all stick around. Now that I'm a star, baby, now that I'm a YouTube celebrity, oh my god. I'm kidding again, oh my god, I'm just kidding. But I am serious about the merch thing. If I try to drop merch anytime soon, kill me. That's it.